What's good, y'all? It's the one and only Nappyhead Fred coming back to y'all with another album review of 2025. Yeah, let's go. Give it up. All right. I think I am getting a little too out of context. Let me redo that again. So with all that cringiness out the way, I just wanted to get that out the way because I'm excited for 2025. I hope y'all are too. I hope 2024 was good for y'all, just like it kind of was for me. A little mixed emotions about 2024, but we ended it off on a great year, I think. But we're doing an album review, the first album review of 2025. I'm excited, but to not get out of context, today, we are going to be reviewing J-Rock's Redemption. This is J-Rock's third studio album released June 15th, 2018 under Top Dog Entertainment and Interscope Records. So, man, let's just get into it, man.
The devil thought he had me, I was on back burners. Moonwalking fast, y'all respect my journey.
First song we got on this album is The Bloodiest, right? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I thought this was a good track to start off the album. I feel like the production was definitely really good. It just had that weary kind of ongoing sound that was going on. It kind of sounded like old weary kind of sound, but overall I feel like it was acceptable production. The beat type was honestly really lit. I love the beat type of it. But I feel like J-Rock's flow and cadence on here was really good. Just his rhyme schemes were just amazing. I feel like he flowed through the track very well. I feel like it's honestly just a good start overall. I can't even really complain about it. I don't listen to the song often, but I do feel like it's, again, just a great start to the album and just overall just a pretty decent song, if I'm being honest. So that's all I got to say about that, honestly.
Trying to solve my problems off this fifth of Henny. How many fucks to give lately? I'm running in.
Next song we got on here is For What It's Worth. I thought this song was honestly pretty decent. I feel like the production was kind of lazy, kind of lack of creativity in a way. I feel like the sound was cool. The beat type I feel like was really simple to the point where, you know, it's acceptable, but I just wish the production-wise was just a little more creative. It's really one of those slow-paced productions overall, so it wasn't much to it. But I feel like the lyrics from J-Rock, I feel like were very important because he's basically representing, like, is it worth doing what you're about to do? Basically what's coming up. And, you know, it is something to think about because a lot of the decisions regular people like me or just any people above me or below me make, it is kind of thinking to yourself, is it worth doing? Because it may cause issues or it may just cause like disaster, you know what I mean? So I feel like he explained it the best way he could throughout this song. There was nothing really impressive about his flow or his cadence. He was really just talking to us on this song. So I feel like for the most part, it's definitely a song that is educational, but it is a song that I feel like you just have to pay attention to the lyrics and not so much just the sound of the song or anything like that. So I feel like it's a good song overall though.
Top off, drop off, top off, drop off.
Next song we got on here is Knock It Off. I feel like this song was decent. It wasn't nothing too crazy. I feel like the production was kind of boring. I'm not even gonna lie. It was just kind of a little bit. I feel like the sound of it was kind of creative, but I feel like the beat type was like, that's pretty simple. So the beat type wasn't nothing special. I feel like the production-wise was okay at best. But getting into the lyrics, though, I feel like the lyrics were cool as well. The singing performance by him on this song wasn't really that great, but I'm not expecting a good singing performance by J-Rock because he's not really known for that. But I feel like his cadence on here was honestly pretty good. He flowed through the track exceptionally well, even with lackluster production. So This isn't really a song I go back to often, but if I heard it in a car, I wouldn't like skip it. But it's just not something I'm like crazy over, honestly, because it's really just kind of one of them throw in songs, if I'm being honest.
Big slugs, hardcore drugs, everything crooked, what you thought this was.
Next song we got on here is ES Tales. Um, I kind of struggle with this song because it's so like creative, but yet so like I feel like out of J Rock's like realm a little bit in a way. I feel like the production was interesting. It definitely just had like kind of it kind of reminded me of like Sonic. I don't know why, but just hearing that like bling sound or just that ding sound, it just sounded like a Sonic evil game in the background. So that's what it reminded me of. So it definitely kind of was that futuristic kind of sound that I genuinely wasn't really sure if J Rock could really rap on. I feel like he did okay. I feel like he flowed through it very well, but I don't feel like he sounded very good with the production, and that's what kind of threw it off. But I feel like his lyrics were low key dope on this track, so that's why I'm kind of like struggling because I genuinely wouldn't play this song like in the car for everybody to listen to, but I could probably play it now and then when I'm listening to it personally. Like I think I could listen to it every now and then. So it's really one of those songs where you gotta listen to it when you're in the mood too, I guess. So that's really all I can say about that.
I got the drink, I got the smoking rotation. Head on the swivel rotation.
Next song we got on here is Rotation 112. I actually like this song a lot. The production goes crazy on here. I love the production. It just has kind of that nostalgic kind of sound to it, but I feel like the beat type is absolutely crazy. And it's really just a fast-paced song overall. And I feel like J Rock was able to keep up with the beat, especially the hook was very catchy. His lyrics weren't nothing too special, but I just feel like he was vibing and matching the energy of the track the whole time. So this is personally one of my favorites. I do go back to this often whenever I just feel like listening to it. And honestly, I'll give it a listen. I feel like it's pretty underrated when we talk about a lot of the other tracks on this album. So definitely a really good listen.
Backdrop smoking on the boundless weed. Back shots finna go down when we leave. And
Next song we got on here is Tap Out featuring Jeremiah. I thought this song was honestly pretty vibey. I'm not even gonna lie. This is definitely a club song right off the rip. I mean, I could hear this at the club. I could hear this at a party. It's really just one of them just really good, just I guess turn up songs, if you will. But I feel like the production was definitely pretty good. I feel like the beat type was amazing, and I feel like it just brought kind of that bling, kind of in a club kind of music vibe to it instantly. If I didn't say that literally at the beginning of this part, but I feel like Jeremiah as a feature definitely did his part being on the hook. I feel like the hook was definitely very catchy. And overall, I feel like J Rock definitely brought a different style. He sounded different. He sounded laid back with the track. So overall, his performance was really good, and so was Jeremiah's. And I feel like they just made a club banger. And you know, why not have one of those in your album every now and then? So I would say pretty enjoyable, and I would say even radio play friendly if you take out certain things. But overall, a really good song.
Sometimes a nigga feel like everybody ain't built like Johnny McKenzie. If I could pretend, see, I wouldn't feel right.
Next song we got on here is Out of Sight, Out of Mind featuring J. Cole. I would say this is personally one of my favorite tracks on the album. Not due to being nostalgic J. Cole, because I know when J. Cole is on a feature, he usually makes the song better. But just the simple fact that I feel like it's definitely one of the better storytelling songs on the album so far. But getting into the production, I feel like the production was really, really good. It's a very slow paced production, but I feel like it fits so well with the storytelling that J. Cole and J. Rock are, spilling on this track particularly. So I feel like the production is very just vibey, just laid back, chill. And I feel like the lyrics just speaks for itself. Out of sight, out of mind. Basically, how can I put it? They're basically not trying to get caught up on anything outside of what they just did, which was probably illegal at the time, like where they probably robbed somebody, or they probably stole from a store, or they probably just did something to make more money and they're trying to hide it and basically move on with their life without getting caught up with anybody in the hood. And I feel like it's a relatable song, not for me, but just for anybody that kind of does that kind of stuff and, always got to be on guard. And I feel like J. Cole and J. Rock explained that in the best way possible. They definitely flowed through the track and their storytelling was really good. So I definitely go back to this song often. It's been a while since I went back to this song recently, but obviously re-listening to the album again, it definitely brought back memories when I had first listened to it for the first time. So honestly, this song hasn't aged a bit and I definitely still like it a lot.
Miss me with that bullshit. You ain't really wild, you a tourist.
Next song we got on here is King's Dead featuring Future and Kendrick Lamar. I don't know why it's not in the title. I thought that was very disrespectful, but obviously Kendrick's in this. I feel like this song was cool. Obviously, it's one of the more popular songs on this album. I feel like it's cool only because it's gotten played probably way too much for my liking, so I never really enjoyed it fully. But I feel like the production was solid. I feel like there was a good, really beat type. The sound of the production I feel like was pretty good for the most part. Lyrics from J. Rock was honestly really, really good. The hook from Kendrick was obviously a big moment in this song, and obviously Future's part was just like obviously meme worthy. If y'all have heard his part, I'm pretty sure y'all have, but his part is just like hilarious because he has such a out of tune kind of voice and it's just crazy. Y'all would have to listen to it to get what I'm saying, but honestly, I really don't go back to this song often because I genuinely kind of feel like it got played too much for my liking. And not only that, this is literally on the Black Panther soundtrack, so I don't know how much value it really holds up, but overall, I'm not mad at it. It's just not a song I go back to that often, if I'm being honest.
I said it's work on the phone. Somebody tell my mama I might not make it home.
Next song we got on here is Troopers. I actually like this song a lot. It's a very chill, laid back song. I feel like the production was honestly really, really good. I liked the sound of the production. Just kind of it was a weird instrument that they used, but it just sounded really good. But the beat type I feel like was honestly really good, especially with the bass in the background. I thought that was a really nice touch overall with the production. But I feel like lyrics wise, I feel like he definitely was explaining what Troopers meant to him, and that's just anybody that has his back, anybody that's going to be there for him, and anybody that's going, when it's time to like have a shootout, those are the people he wants besides him. So I think he explained it the best way he could. His cadence wasn't nothing too crazy on here. I just feel like he matched the energy overall with the production, and he was just very chill on this song. So I do go back to this song often just because it definitely brings a good vibe, but it obviously brings a good message, basically representing that he has troopers that he keeps around and not to mess with him in that kind of way. So I definitely appreciate this song a lot, and it's definitely one of the more underrated songs on this album.
Can I do my shiznit? Can I be specific? Can I chase this grip without looking too big for my bridges?
Next song we got on here is Broke. I thought this song was honestly really good. It kind of caught me off guard because I was like, I don't know if this song is gonna be good right when I got into it, but the production definitely changed my perspective on here. It was definitely really good piano sounds in the background with a good beat type overall. So I feel like the production just overall as a whole is really good. But I feel like the lyrics from J Rock I think was honestly very acceptable as well because he's kind of educating us again with his flowish ways. And this is kind of one of the reasons why J Rock is very underrated. I don't know why he doesn't get paid attention to, but I guess if you're in kind of a group with somebody bigger than you, it's kind of hard to stand out above obviously being Kendrick Lamar. So this track is also very underrated, and I listen to this often, and I've grown to like it a lot more over the years since this album came out in like 2018. So dang, it's so crazy to think this album's 6 years old. Like, anyways, but let's get into the next song.
Cap on, and I got racks on. Spent 4 nights in the country I like, then take my rich ass back home.
Next song we got on here is Wow Freestyle featuring Kendrick Lamar. Man, this song goes crazy. The production is definitely a fast-paced production, so the beat type is crazy, but just the sound of it kind of gives you that kind of, I don't want to sound too racist, but it sounds like kind of that Chinatown kind of production where it just has that like sound to it where it sounds like it's from China. So hopefully that didn't sound too stereotypical or just too racist, but I think y'all get what I mean. But I feel like the beat type was amazing. But getting into the lyrics, because obviously the lyrics are crazy on here. J Rock caught me by surprise how he was keeping up with this track like crazy. Like his cadence was really good. His lyrics were definitely really dope. I mean, dude, he impressed me a whole lot. But obviously Kendrick being the feature, I think his part was really good. In some ways, I don't even know if this is really a freestyle more than it is an accidental freestyle, because I did hear some catchy hooks on here that could have been hooks, at least from my end. But low-key, this song was obviously great and very iconic because they were both just freestyling like crazy, and they both have very good performances. So, and they're happening to work well together because they've been together for a while as a group. So, I mean, yeah, this song is definitely dope, and if y'all haven't heard it, y'all should definitely give it a listen. It's a good, quick listen overall.
If you had a second chance in life, what would you do? Would you put the pills down, throw out the lean too?
Next song we got on here is Redemption featuring SZA. I thought this song was honestly pretty good. The production, I feel like they could have made that a little better. Not that I could have. I'm not good at producing, but I feel like the production could have been a little better because it had a bunch of weary kind of old school sounds that I feel like were kind of just mixed up in, I don't know, kind of just lazy production. I don't know. I feel like they grabbed some samplings and kind of just mixed a bunch of sounds that just maybe didn't go together for me. The beat type was really slow. It's really just a slow paced song overall, but I just feel like the production was kind of confusing. But I feel like you got to catch on later on into the song at least. But getting into the lyrics, I feel like the lyrics from J Rock was definitely inspiring because he's talking about basically his come up in the hip hop game, how nobody was able to help him even a little bit while he was down, but now they want to help him now, which that happens a lot to pretty much everybody. But I feel like his storytelling was honestly really good. Just basically just telling that part that, many people have explained in their come up, but I feel like SZA's singing performance was honestly really good. Her being the hook, I kind of blanked out, but her being the hook was obviously very iconic. But I feel like this is a song I can go back to a little bit sometimes, but I just feel like the production could use a little bit of work. Just as far as just putting the sampling together in the right way. So overall though, I feel like it's an acceptable song.
Get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the fuck up out my way, yeah.
Next song we got on here is Win. Obviously the most popular song on this entire album, if not the most popular song in J Rock's catalog, because I've heard this song probably everywhere. I heard this song in video games. I heard this song in commercials. I've heard this song in movies. This song has literally been everywhere, and for a good reason. I feel like the production definitely brings that iconic, just like pumped up sound. Like this is a song that you listen to when you want to get your last rep in, or just anything literally just in life that you just want to achieve. You play this song. But I feel like the production definitely brought a lot of energy. I feel like the beat type was crazy on here. But overall, the lyrics just represents stop chasing these females and win. Win, 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 win. I ain't trying to quote him too much, but like he's just saying win in life. Stop worrying about being on social media. Stop worrying about chasing these females. Win for yourself. And I feel like he definitely represented that in the song. It's kind of funny though, when it had first came out and when it was starting to blow up, I'm like, oh, this song is gonna be one of them songs that are gonna be annoying. But going back to it, man, I'm not gonna lie, I actually do still like it a lot, because it definitely, like I said, has a good message, and even the hook is very catchy. I don't know if Kendrick was on the hook. It sounded like he was, but this is honestly a really good song. It's definitely still motivational till this day, and it stands out compared to a lot of the other songs on here, obviously for good reasons.
Bitch niggas wanna come and get a taste. They don't get it till they catch a red bottom to the face. No.
Next song we got on here is Real featuring T Grizzly. I thought this song was okay. I only say that because the production is literally T Grizzly production. If y'all know T Grizzly and y'all know the kind of production he raps on, it's clear as day that this is T Grizzly all over this production, like from the fullest. But I feel like the production was acceptable. It's not that it was bad, but I feel like his production style is so similar to a lot of his other production songs that it kind of gets annoying after a while. But I feel like this was low-key just a freestyle song, mainly because it's very short. I feel like J Rock definitely flowed through the track very well. Obviously, T Grizzly on his own kind of beat flowed very well, but it's just not a song I really care for or go back to, because it's really, you can tell, one of them just throw in songs. And honestly, this could have been on T Grizzly's mixtapes or EPs, and I don't think anybody would tell the difference. But yeah, not much from this song that's quotable, that's memorable. Just really one of them songs that you maybe play one time and be like, all right, that was a decent song, next song. So, and that's what we're gonna do, next song.
90059, we them zip holders, brick runners, real hunters, Costa Nostra.
The last song we have on this album is, sorry, I missed the title, The Other Side, featuring Mozzie and December. I like this song a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. It's West Coast oriented all over this track. I mean, the production definitely gave you that true West Coast sound with a really good beat type. I ain't even gonna lie. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Nah, let me stop. Okay, I got a little carried away, but like it definitely gave you that true West Coast just sound, and I loved it. And it was kind of a newer West Coast sound. It wasn't too old school. It just had a good sound to it. It just had a good nostalgic sound, but just newer. But overall, I feel like the lyrics from J Rock, Mozzie, and December was really dope. I feel like they flow through the track like they're supposed to. Also, I feel like Mozzie is definitely another underrated West Coast rapper that should get more attention because I definitely enjoy his sound in general. But this was just a vibey track, man. I just loved it, and it definitely just it's something you could really kick back to. And if you got a lowrider, like shoot, play this in your car or something, because it definitely brought that kind of just laid back, chill West Coast sound. So definitely enjoyed this sack, and I said sack. I don't know why I said that. I definitely enjoyed this track, and it should get mentioned a lot more, and it should get listened to a lot more. But I'm forgetting something in my. Oh, time to get to the final thoughts. My final thoughts of this album, pretty consistent track, I have to say. This is definitely one of those albums that I feel like is kind of underlooked due to it coming out in 2018. Hate to say it, but 2018 contained a lot of classic and just memorable albums. And not to say this album isn't a classic and not to say this album isn't memorable, but it's hard to stand out when you got so much competition coming out with albums within 2018. I feel like this is definitely an underrated album for a lot of listeners that may not know who J Rock is. I feel like his lyricism was definitely dope. Production was amazing. Features were really, really good picks. And obviously storytelling throughout the songs, I think were really, really good. And it's just so surprising to me that this album didn't get nominated for Rap Album of the Year, because it's definitely, it got some good quality songs. I'm not even gonna lie, like going back to this album, it definitely makes me feel like, why haven't I went back to this album sooner? Or better yet, why haven't I did an album review for this album sooner? So it's definitely a really good album. There were maybe two songs that I maybe kind of didn't like, but I didn't hate. Like, there was no song I really hated on this album. So I just think it's very consistent. I feel like he gave his best piece of work on this particular album. I do feel like it definitely should get mentioned, and there isn't much background or context to this whole album, but I feel like when you get into each individual song, you can understand the context and just the, input on the song in general. So honestly, I advise y'all to listen to this album because I do feel like it's very, very, I don't know if y'all hear that, but I'm not even gonna cut that. But I don't know if gosh, I lost my train of thought to that. But overall, this is a really dope album. I feel like it's underrated, and I feel like y'all should definitely give it a good listen if y'all haven't, because this is a true West Coast sounded album that isn't too focused on one subject. It kind of spreads out throughout the track list. But yeah, really dope album. With all that being said, I'm giving this album a 9 out of 10. That will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other hip-hop albums, yes, hip-hop albums y'all want me to do, and I'll get straight into it. But yeah, this is the start of 2025, man. Let's keep it going.